Everybody,
Go, and we're here with a special guest,
Alex Valle, Street Fighter champion.
legendary Street Fighter champion.
Alex, thank you for spending time with us. We just wanted to get a little bit of background on what's going on, where we're at, and what we do here, and some thoughts about esports and anything else you want to add, Ajay?
No, just basically go ahead and tell the viewers a little bit about what you're doing right now,
Sure.
and then we'll go ahead and ask you questions about
absolutely.
that stuff after.
Yeah, so tonight is called Wednesday Night Fights. It was an event developed by not just myself. I have a crew, also co-founders, which are also fighting game fans. 7 years ago, in a garage, we were thinking like, Street Fighter 4 was like the hot game, and it's a modern take on Street Fighter. However, the region sucked pretty bad, and I came from a time where I was winning the championships in Southern California for such a long time in the early 90s, mid 2000s, and then when the modern Street Fighter comes out, the new generation wasn't doing so hot. Invited them to come out. Little by little, they started to because they'd never been around an arcade scene. So I kind of cultivated the scene with the Level Up crew, which really brought them up to speed on how to play Street Fighter. Fast forward to 7 years later, we're at Street Fighter 5 now. Some of our players that used to play with us are sponsored players now, are traveling the world, like Snake Eyes from Red Bull, right? Chris Tatarian, he's an international player now. I've done my time, and I mentor some of these guys to come out and, just encourage the next generation to play, get better. And it's fighting games. We want to play together. We don't want to play at home. Even though online is a big deal, but playing together is organic, right?
Yeah,
and
a sense of community here.
Yeah,
There is.
Yeah. So and over here we have what it is a tournament which features various games, not just Street Fighter. We got Injustice 2. We have Guilty Gear Revelator 2, Super Smash Brothers, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. So all the popular fighters right now. And all the players, since we're the fighting game community, we kind of mingle within each other's subgenres, right? Because a lot of other genres, you play a shooter, but you're dedicated to just maybe that one shooter or so, and then or RTS or whatnot. But various fighting game communities, we play together under one house, just like the arcade days.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, check it. We came a long way from way back, right? When we first started playing tournaments,
Local tournaments, no one cared. No one cared about us. You win an arcade, you win a free days of game passes. That was it. That was the prizes.
Now kids are winning millions of dollars. Now the kids are getting degrees in esports. Now they're talking about making esports an Olympic sport. Take us kind of what do you think about where this is going? Do you think it? I know it's kind of like a double-edged sword, but what do you think are the pros and cons of all of that?
It's a loaded question, but it's great. It's esports is progressing. It's been around for quite some time in Korea. I'm sure a lot of you guys seen StarCraft. It was just amazing spectatorship. They filled arenas, stadiums, right? It's televised, and this is 10 plus years ago that these guys have been playing like that, and we're still kind of what? Yeah, what's going on here? And then now, it's more widespread around the world. We have League of Legends and Dota. Leading the front on that. Counter-Strike, you got millions of dollars cash prize pools now. You got leagues all over the place. They're filling up stadiums in different parts of the world, right? Some of these players have full-time contracts. They're making a lot more than your average Joe. They're making more than doctors here and there, but it's not all of them, right? It's just scratching the surface of what it could be, and it's moving so fast. But in reality, though, those are the 0.0001% of the population that can be that good.
Right.
Fighting games, though, we've always kind of been this niche, this underground, hardcore type of. We haven't really been exposed too much to the esports phenomenon and what's going on until recently, which the publishers like Capcom have created a Capcom Pro Tour, which now has really standardized the tournament scene, and they handpicked tournaments that have brought it to the next level of bringing all the best players out, right? You know, you have Evo, the biggest tournament in the world. You have like Combo Breaker, which is this weekend. These are like premier events. Evo's a world event. You know, our event, SoCal Regionals. Like, so these events lead into the Capcom Cup World Finals, which is at the end of the year, usually in December, which is, I think they're up at $600,000 for top 8. Now, we're getting there. We're not like Dota and League yet, but as you can see, the standardization is coming. More players are getting picked up by different teams. You know, we have a place like this, Wednesday Night Fights. I mean, this is like one of a kind, right? We're very, very fortunate to team up with Esports Arena to have a facility like this to let us like host an event like that, and giving the players the exposure, you know, the opportunity to fly. Sometimes we fly them out to major events to get their name out there, and then they do get picked up by a sponsor, right? That's kind of like the dream. It's like what I would have wanted way back in the days when I was playing. 'Cause I actually was never considered a pro player. It was just you were a good player or you're a top player, but there was no professional, right? Because we're just going there with like our allowance or whatever money we made off a paper route. We were young, young cats, and then putting the coders or tokens in the machines and winning the tournament. That was it. Call it a day. That was a wrap. But nowadays, you got people being flown out. You know, like they have guest appearances. They have interviews.
Right.
They're on TV. Like we're on. E-League is going on right now, where some of the casters here that do a lot of the commentary every week here, they have been invited to cast on E-League, which is on TBS. It's on TV, right? You know, we've been on ESPN already, right? So it's like more of these things are coming, and I think it's just getting better. But like in the same time, we're treading carefully, right? We're just, Street Fighter's kind of paving the way like that right now with their Pro Tour and all the leagues that they've been partnering with. But I see a lot of other fighting games probably following suit. Like Injustice, the Pro Series has just started, so I'm really excited about that one too, and I'm glad more publishers are getting involved. So.
If we only had a time machine, right?
Oh,
we
man.
go back and start all over.
Me, dude, for sure.
Have you ever been to the Sandbox?
No.
No, it's like a training facility in Thousand Oaks. I guess it's supposed to be like this crazy training facility that they invested like $500,000 in, and I don't know. It's crazy. I'm just wondering. I've never been there myself, so I'm just asking. Maybe you might have been over there, but.
Well, we're in a sandbox.
Yeah.
Baby.
Oh, this is awesome over here. This is really awesome.
Sandbox in the country.
Exactly.
Speaking of training facility, do you guys do any training here or coaching or anything is offered? Or maybe you could talk a little bit about Esports Arena and what it does for you?
Yeah. Well, when I had more time, I would set up like another off day to kind of like train the guys and get them up to speed. But now I think I've done a pretty good job to get a lot of the top players like up to speed to train others, like because I'm setting up all these events. I just have less and less time, and when I still do it, like even at the event, people always ask me for advice to like say, hey, you always look busy. I'm like, dude, if you make the time to go to Wednesday Night Fights, just stop me, because I respect you coming all the way down here. Some people are coming all the way from San Diego, Mexico, the Valle. These are like 2+ hours away driving time, right? Of course I'm going to make time for them. They're going to come down to compete, to get serious about this. I respect and I wish them the best for their future in this stuff. So, it's only a good look for us. If they win from here, it's something for all of us to celebrate, right? And to bring better competition out there. And that's what everybody wants to see.
Absolutely. Yeah. Especially, when you talked about traveling. Are you going to Hong Kong for the festival, the eSport festival, or...
I'm running the Capcom Pro Tour online.
Okay.
Right? Like I'm executive producer of that. So like my business partner, my co-founder also is running events that I have to help with, right? Because this is a team effort. It's not just me. Like we have our own little projects, but when push comes to shove, as business partners, we have to take care of number one, which is the home front.
Right.
Like for me to travel to events, I like events and playing in them, but it's not my priority these days, right? It's because I'm giving more opportunities for the players.
Right.
Because I've already kind of done that avenue of my life. So I think right now I'm at a point where it's just like I want to see more players.
Right.
I want to give them more opportunities. You know, right? Because the more you invite to the party, the longer this is gonna last.
Well, let's say people that
Twitter, it's the Alex Valle, right? Hit me up on Twitter. I reply just about to everybody. I'm just a gamer, just like you. You know, I'm not Hollywood. I would love for you guys to come out here Wednesday Night Fights. It's in downtown Santa Ana, off of 5th Street in Sycamore. If you can't make it here, we run online events as well. You can reach out to our Twitter, which is Level Up Series, right? We post a lot of our events online, offline. Viewing parties, like we're actually setting up a viewing party for E-League this Friday. So there's a lot of events that you can be involved with. And if actually you want to volunteer and come to Wednesday Night Fights, we actually train you to like run brackets, to run a camera, to even stream, because there's not a lot of us out there.
Right.
Right? And if you have a favorite game that needs help, like maybe you're a Tekken fan, but there's not many Tekken guys that help run the event, you can do it. You can help, right? And what happens is not only can you help, but you play with it. You get to invite more people. It's a whole. It's different than playing. All we're used to is playing. But that's only gonna last so long if you don't bring new people to the to the
Right.
to the.
I'm sorry. Were you a fan when they did Tekken versus Street Fighter? I wasn't really a fan when they had the Tekken Street Fighter version, but
You mean Street Fighter Cross Tekken?
there you go.
I'm a very big fan of that game.
Really?
I am, just because I like new, innovative fighting games.
Okay.
And I wanted to see Capcom's take on the Tekken characters.
Okay.
And I played Yoshi and Lars. Right. I did start with the Capcom characters, but I'm like, you know what? I played too much traditional Capcom characters.
Okay.
So I went on the Tekken route. And I think the best that I've done, I placed 4th at EVO on that game. I mean, I wouldn't say it was like the best game, right?
Right.
And that's what I respect about it. So I had fun with it.
Out of all the versions, what was your ultimate favorite Street Fighter version?
There can't be only one, but I have them in different genres, all right,
Okay.
or different eras. Sorry.
Okay.
Like I liked Hyper Fighter and Super Turbo in that era because that's the Street Fighter 2 line.
Right.
Right. In the Street Fighter Alpha series, I like Alpha 2 before Alpha 3, and then I actually enjoyed Season 1 better than the current Season 2. But there's an update coming, so hopefully that will change things around.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to fix it. What about your ultimate character?
All right, so everybody knows me as a Ryu player.
Right.
Like that's like the roots, right?
Right.
But I have transitioned to all like the obscure characters now. Like right now I'm playing Rashid and Colleen in Street Fighter V. So those are my favorite characters at the moment, and I'm actually looking forward to those new characters. See let me actually think about not playing traditional Street Fighter and just play let me think about new things to bring to the table. Like I said, it's a challenge. You got to bring challenges. Yeah, that's what it is. When you play a fighting game, don't close your mind off of one character. Try everything. Right? I promise you, your mind is gonna like, oh, you know what? Why didn't I think of this?
Right.
Because my style actually suits these characters instead. So
What's
playing Batman right now.
Okay.
I can't really play a character that's too defensive because I don't know everything, and offensively it's too hard for me to get in. Like so, I need a character that can like take care of the best of both worlds.
Well, what we've been watching tonight,
Yeah, so
and my partner is like
Yeah.
is saying Deadshot is pretty cheesy.
Yeah, it's Deadshot right now is really difficult to get around, but it's still too early, guys. Like we'll see how it adjusts. We just saw. Something he was doing is really making it really hard for the Deadshot players. So
Right.
yeah.
Right. No, I like it. I'm with it, man. What do you think?
Yeah.
I gotta get the Injustice. I gotta go get it.
We became Injustice fans tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely became Injustice
Because I kind of
fans.
switched over, man, from Street Fighter. Then I went to StarCraft for a while, and now, man, I'm watching it. I'm like, man, I got to get back into this, dude. I got to get back into this.
Yeah, Justice is definitely a different flavor, right? You can and the NRS games really brings out and makes it pop, and especially with like the superhero characters, they really, I love the way that they interact too, and they say just random crazy banter against each other. So really fun.
Cool. Well, we look forward to attending more of your events. We're actually going to be in Hong Kong,
Oh yeah.
so that's why I was kind of hoping you'd be out there. But that on Twitter, follow them. What else? Anything else you want to tell the fans out there, or anything?
Yeah, just again, you can check out Wednesday Night Fights every Wednesday at 9 on twitch.tv/leveluplive.
Roger that.
Alex, thank you for your time. We appreciate you, and a big fan of yours. And
Sir?
thank you for